is Jose Becerra. I was born September 22nd, 1988. Shortly after my birth, I adopted the name Chuy, given by my father. I am junior, so that is why. That's the real story. I come up with different ones here or there, make it interesting. I was raised in an excessively Catholic home. My dad is a deacon, which is the next level up would be being a priest. In my life, growing up, I always had questions about the Catholic faith, and nobody would really answer my questions. They just kind of dodge them and not really answer them. And I really didn't rebel. I just kind of went with emotions of whatever my dad told me to do that day. That's what I did. So I grew up, got into high school, and I have a saying that says, "I'm sad with a smile." Anytime you see me, I'll probably be happy. More than likely. I'll always have a smile on my face. But on the inside, I really wasn't happy. My freshman year, my brother got his license. Well, he had his license, and I started hanging out with him. We went up to Chicago pretty much every weekend, sometimes during the week. I started selling drugs, getting with girls, doing a lot of things that weren't pleasing to God. And a friend of mine actually brought me here to the youth center. And I came, and it was all right. And I liked it, so I started coming every so often, on and off. And I was like that, continued until probably a couple months ago. And, you know, I accepted Christ in my heart, but I never really lived the way you should. I still sold drugs up until my senior year. I still was with girls until my senior year. And then one day, in the back room, Nick made me give him a promise that I would go on a missions trip. And I shook his hand, gave him a man's promise, and I couldn't go back on my word. Because my dad says a man has two things in his life. One's kind of inappropriate, and the other one's the word. So, fill in the blanks. So I made that promise, and that's how I live. A man's only as good as his word. So I told him if I got the money in, and if I got the days off of work, then I would go. And so God did works in people's hearts and gave money, and my job just, you can have as many days as you want off. So I went on the missions trip. On the missions trip, it wasn't, you know, for everyone else, everyone's like, yeah, we're on a missions trip, people are getting saved, we're going to do work. But for me, I wasn't that happy. Before I left, my dad kind of disowned me. He's like, you're not Catholic anymore, I don't want you in my life. Which is kind of sad to me, because I love my dad. My dad made me who I am today. I mean, and through that, it was kind of, you know, really rough. And then things went down at the missions trip. It was kind of like, why am I here? You know, there's really no reason for me to be here. My brother was on speed dial. He's like, whenever you want to come home, call me and I will book you a flight. You can come home anytime you want. So I was close sometimes, and I'm like, screw this, I'll just go home and get a job. And, you know, and through that, God did do a lot of work in my life and changed me. And I can honestly say I'm saved now, thanks to Nick and making me promise some things that I really didn't want to do. But still, so now I just, you know, I've experienced a lot of things. I'm only 20, and, you know, I've seen things that most people shouldn't see in their lives that, you know, I want to share that with kids. And, you know, I really have a heart for kids. I have a niece and a nephew that live with me who've been through a lot of things kids their age shouldn't go through still. And, you know, I love those kids dearly. They're pretty much mine. And I just want to, you know, share with kids, because, you know, they are the future. An uncle of mine said that, and I still believe that to this day. So I want to make a better future for my niece and nephew and other kids to come.